believe we are live. This is a far from ideal setup and day to come back. And pretty much right now, my internet just doesn't want to work. So I came home late from work. That's also why I'm still like in my work clothes. If this wants to lock in, and the internet has just not been working today. So apparently, it's a area-wide outage for Optimum. Not cool. Not a fan of that. Not happy about that. Wish I could be doing a better stream right now. And also, I guess it's jet lag. I don't know. I've never really traveled to Europe until 2 weeks ago when I went, and incredible experience. But I feel just so discombobulated. I feel like I got my sleep schedule back on track, but maybe not necessarily. But yeah, whether you're watching it live, watching this back, I appreciate you. Docho, I see you in the chat there. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, so very quick, throw it together stream tonight because I don't want to do no stream, but this sucks. I can't even put up anything on the screen. And I was like, oh, I'll do it from my Surface laptop, the old crappy laptop I used to do the streams from. But unfortunately, there's literally one USB port. So if I'm doing like a personal hotspot on my phone, it has to be plugged in. Otherwise, I can't have the headset too. And just also it's last second and just annoying. And everything's still a mess. I'm still unpacking and everything, but I'm human, guys. What can I do? And I don't want to do no streams. I'll do a quick one. The first thing I want to say is Larry Chang buying more shares. That was a nice surprise to see, not something I necessarily expected. I didn't think it was completely out of the cards for insiders to purchase more shares at some point or another, but I found it very encouraging that he bought shares, and I believe the average price was like $24.85, a little bit under $25, somewhere between $24 and $25 per share. And you look at his previous share buy, which if I'm not mistaken was April of this year. We appreciate the hustle. I appreciate you, John. Thanks for popping in, man. But oh, the OG Surface. Yeah, Dope you've been here, man. You've been here. And look, I even tried to set that up, but look at the setup, the OG setup here. Crazy. And I had like, what was it? See, I don't know. All the behind the scenes of Tetron. See, the last time I did a stream on here was the Q3 earnings report. Crazy. It's come along so far, I feel like, since I've done the laptop streams, and just love this journey. Gonna keep improving, but I digress. To get back to what I was talking about. Larry Chang, previous share purchases were at roughly $11, $12 a share. I'm sorry, closer to 11 in April of this year. And now it is July, and he buys more shares at 25. And you look at his share purchase history, he's bought now as low as $11 his last purchase, and his most recent purchase was his highest price paid per share in terms of like the recent disclosures. So with that, it's very evident that he likes the stock because he's consistently bought shares for a couple of years now. You know, some here, some there, buy on the way down, like pretty much the whole way down, consistently buying. And then it makes this big move up, they raise all his capital, and he chooses to go out and buy more shares. So I think that really just says a lot about how he feels about the future. Of course, you can take that however you'd like. I'm not saying you have to totally agree or be like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is he believes in the company and likes the stock, and he is someone who is operating it in a sense. Like obviously he doesn't have complete control. Ryan Cohen's really the one in the driver's seat, but he definitely has influence in that he's on the board of directors. And also keep in mind that Larry Chang was really the first person that believed in Ryan Cohen when he was starting Chewy. Like he was trying to raise capital. He literally went to over 100 different investors, and Volition, Larry Capital, what Larry Chang is a part of Volition Capital. Volition ultimately made an investment in Chewy, and it worked out very, very well for them. They made significant cash. And Sharon, welcome back. Thanks. How was your trip? Thanks for being here. If you missed the beginning, the setup, not good. My internet, not working right now. But the trip, amazing. My desk is still a mess. I'm still getting dialed back in and just reset, but unreal. I'm trying to put together a vlog over the next week or so. Because I was just recording stuff throughout. I'm going to say it right. It's Zadar, Croatia. You got to really, I used to say Zadar. No, it's Zadar. But what's happening, Tetron? Welcome back. Endgame, thank you. And I apologize if I miss any chats because the phone setup is horrible for streaming. But again, better than nothing. But Croatia, absolutely beautiful. The sunsets were amazing. The water was so clear. Me and my girlfriend, like our favorite thing, because we really both like fish and the water. And speaking of fish, so you got my little fish tank in here. I see the shrimp running around maybe. Oh yeah, see there's one. There he is. See, he's vibing. Ooh, there's one of the fish. And then back there, that thing on the wall, that's a snail. I don't know if you can see it very well. Oh, see, there's the other one down there. A couple snails. You got these guys swimming around. But yeah, as you can tell, I like sea creatures. See, look at it. He's just having a little snack off the ground there. But so, well, basically, you could swim with the fish. Like you would go up to the water, like right here, maybe, and you just put your goggles on and go underneath, and you could literally see the fish so clearly. Like some would be like this big, or maybe even this big, which not huge, but just to be in shallow water and see so many fish just chilling, swimming around, it was truly awesome. And you just observe them. I mean, I found that very, very cool. The sunsets were amazing. I did a night in Austria, and the night in Austria was incredible, especially because we got a random upgrade. We got a suite. I paid for a normal room. They're like, oh, you upgrade free of charge today. Very nonchalantly, I was like, oh, okay, I guess the room's a little bit bigger. Nope, here's a suite. I'm like, crazy, and you guys are gonna see. You ready for out of stream? No more vacation for you. And yeah, no, Sharon, it's crazy. Literally, there's an outage by me right now, and Optimum, they said, oh yeah, it's gonna be back by 6. And someone at my house let me know. And I was like, okay, I should be fine. And then I get here like 7, and I'm like, really, this thing's still not working. Please come on, please come on. And then as it's getting closer, I'm like, it's not going to come on. I guess I'm just going to do it from my phone. And also at the same time, trying to like sort stuff out. I was calling, so I flew on Austrian Airlines, and pretty much my friend would have welcomed me to her home. Hey, that would have been nice. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. But Austrian Airlines screwed me over a little bit. I booked like particular seats to make sure me and my girlfriend were together because I didn't want to sit apart. It's like a long flight. And I booked like row 18, also known as row 44. So I had to call them afterwards, which I just did like before I did the stream, and pretty much had to fill out this form so that I can get my money back. Because like, why would I pay for the seats if you were just going to give me different seats? Like we still got to sit together, thankfully, but it's still annoying because it's just more money, right? Got to get your money back. That's some GameStop shares I potentially buy, right? But to get back to the topic of GameStop, I feel like it's a pretty quiet period. I haven't seen too many big things. All of a sudden today, I saw a lot of people posting a lot of call option volume taking place on GameStop, or what appeared to be call option volume. And the reality of it is that right now, nothing dramatic is changing in the business in the short term. They're focusing on the PSA cards, more online-based sales, and just really turning a profit. And in the meantime, until they find that big move to make or way to use their cash, Dukin, thanks for being here. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate the welcome back. But until they find something to do with it, they're probably just going to be floating within this $20 to $30 range, maybe. It's hard to say for sure, but I feel truly more zen than ever because the company's not going anywhere. So long as they turn a profit, just keep earning interest on their cash for the time being. They can take their time until the right opportunity arises. And if I've waited this long, I can wait longer. Obviously, I don't want to wait forever. And the reality of it is, though, like if you're in this stock, you have to be patient. And I feel like stepping away for a couple weeks, maybe just realize like, okay, like I'm not even like there was no single point. I'm not gonna say there's no single point that I thought about GameStop. Like obviously it crossed my mind, and I'd be checking Yahoo Finance here and there, but there was no point where I felt any stress where I was like, oh, my investment, oh my God, and like I don't have any call options, right? And I was gonna show this meme before my internet decided not to work because throughout the day I sent myself stuff. So it's a good meme. It's like long-term shareholders at night, options traders at night, like or traders at night. It's like people like wide awake, right? Because you're stressed about it. But truly, like while I was away, I was like, it doesn't matter. And I couldn't even log in to my Fidelity. I'm pretty sure if I wanted to buy shares, I didn't even try, like in Croatia because I'm international. But with it being the case, like I wasn't stressed about my investment at all while it was gone because I'm a long-term shareholder. So I just focused on the long term, and then also just random thought I had. I'm like, when GameStop was at the $10 to $11 a share range, at that point in time, they had about $4 in cash. So they were trading at about 2.5 times the amount of cash they had at that time. So they had about a little bit under $4 per share in cash. And this is previous to share offerings they did and all the capital they raised. So at that point, they had about $4, and the stock trading at 10. That would mean it's trading at 2.5x the amount of cash they have. And keep in mind, this is at that time a near profitable company, whereas right now they are profitable. Of course, we'll have to see for sure in the coming quarters, but it seems very likely to me that full year 2024 will be net profitable, especially with the interest income accounted for now. So with that being said, if you think about that 2.5 multiple, like 2.5 times the amount of cash, 2.5 times a little bit under $10 per share in cash that they have right now, maybe it's more like 960. That gives you roughly $24, $25 per share. So it's kind of like the market's valuing it the same as what it was at $10 previous to the share offering, if that makes sense. Because if the market's valuing it at just 2.5x its cash, then that's the value it's giving you. What I'm saying is $10 was the lowest it was when their cash, because they had roughly $3.90 to $4 per share in cash for the past several quarters before the share offerings took place. So if the lowest price it went to when that was the valuation was $10, wouldn't that theoretically mean, using that same 2.5x multiple, that it's about $25 right now? I'm not saying it's impossible for it to go lower than 25, but I have a really hard time believing the stock ever goes below $20 unless something dramatic changes. I mean, I'm not, again, anything is possible. I'm by no means an expert. Please take nothing I say with the intent of, oh, he's giving me great financial advice. Oh, Tetron is predicting the future. No, no. I'm just saying what I think based on my perspective. Plain and simple. But when we go below 20, we're looking at a situation where it's basically just worth double the amount of cash per share that they have. And if they are profitable, that's a pretty undervalued company, in my opinion. And then you have institutions potentially buying in, you have individuals buying shares, even traders swinging in at that point. So to me, the low, I don't really see it going below like the low 20s. You're saying 25 is the floor at 2.5x multiple valuation. Hadouken, yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. In terms of multiple of the cash, right? That doesn't even account for their other assets and just the company as a whole. And if you want to calculate other metrics, like that's just simply of it. So as they're turning that profit, really take their time, and like that's not the most ideal scenario you could say, or I guess what the biggest thing you could lose out on is opportunity costs. Exactly, not financial advice, my friend, not financial advice. And again, I apologize if I miss any chats. I'm just going based off whatever pops up on the screen. And only like one message comes up, but really, it comes down to them taking their time. It's not flashy. So to me, the biggest like loss is opportunity cost, because if you don't think it's going lower than 20, then like you should feel pretty good right now. And if it's floating this range, you're good. But what do you lose out on potentially is opportunity costs, where it's like, if nothing happens for GameStop, theoretically, for 2 more years, right? Just using a random example. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to be necessarily that long. I would imagine they're not going to do nothing for 2 years, right? But before maybe they make a massive move. So if it's like a 2 year period and the stock just sits flat from $25, yeah, you didn't lose anything, but you lose out on opportunity costs. What could you have done with that money in that 2 year time frame? But also, the other side of the coin is, with stocks, you don't ever know what's going to happen in the short term, right? So if you're playing that type of style, or you're looking at it from that perspective, you're kind of not accounting for the fact that, especially with GameStop, that the stock could move dramatically out of nowhere. Opportunity cost means losing out and investing in other stocks while waiting for GME to do something. Pokes would stick. Great, exactly. Very well said. And again, though, because of the nature of GameStop, and then also just stocks in general, but I feel like especially GameStop, if you aren't in it, right, and then it does make that big move out of nowhere, or they do make that big play to make a large acquisition, and suddenly the market flips extremely bullish for an extended period of time, you're left kicking yourself. You're like, I should have just held on, right? Like, yeah, it was moving sideways for such a long period of time, but then suddenly moves up a lot, right? Like, look at Bitcoin, for example. All of a sudden, right, it seems like down, 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 down. One as low as like 55. All of a sudden, it's right back at 64, right? And obviously, that's just one very specific example, but it just flipped on a dime like that. And anyone that maybe got out was like, oh, I'm going to buy in lower, right? I'm going to wait for the opportunity. I'm going to wait for it to go below 50. Now those people are probably thinking, damn, it doesn't look like it's going to go below 50. I better just hop back in now. And then they maybe sold at like 57. Then went to 55. They thought they were a genius. And then it goes up back to 64 now. I'm like, oh, damn, FOMO. All right, get back in, right? And that's kind of the nature of FOMO, right? And again, that's just very general stuff right there. It's all about person. Example, missing out on Nvidia, Tesla, Bitcoin. Exactly, Duke. Exactly. And the thing is, too, though, you have to know thyself if any of those positions are for you. It's all about really knowing yourself and how you want to go about things. Are you going to trade? Are you going to invest? Are you going to do a little bit of both? For me personally, I pretty much just invest. Occasionally, I'll take a very small trade. Like I just sold a put on GameStop not too long ago at 12388 You're not late. You're chilling. It's just a quick stream tonight. For anyone that missed it before, internet problems. My internet is just straight up not working. Apparently, it's an outage in my area. So unfortunate. Only could do the phone, but it's better than nothing. But exactly, it's a conviction in GME. And to me, I get it. It's not for everyone, right? Like, there's people who say, like, you're still in this, like, you're just hoping for a miracle. I'm like, I'm really not. Like, I believe in the management team. Welcome back. Thank you, Ella. Thank you. Appreciate it. Or Elia. Thank you. Appreciate the welcome back. But I really believe in the management team. I know so long as they turn a profit, they don't have to rush into anything because of all the cash they have. Like, their balance sheet's so strong. Their current ratio is strong. In a high interest rate environment, they can earn on that cash for the time being, cash equivalents, marketable securities. So with the right team in place, maintaining profitability, they can wait until it's what seems like a market crash scenario where they'll be able to acquire assets at some prices that are undervalued. Where do you think we are on Roaring Kitty's timeline? What emoji? 1, 2, 3. It's hard to say. People say the American flag one had to do with the situation with the president the other day or former president. I mean, that is. I don't even. You guys that know me, like, I don't like to talk about politics, right? Like, I like to really keep this channel like apolitical because everyone has an opinion, and that's fine. But that what happened is just crazy. Like, that is just like that was truly like we all just lived through a moment in a history book. That is a like historical event, like a near assassination of a former president and person who's running for president. Like, that is like crazy and like just like, oh my gosh, right? But having said that, I know on Roaring Kitty's like timeline of emojis, I think about it here and there, but I don't think too heavily about it. It seems like maybe we're right towards the end. Is that the American flag or the boom, right? Like that. I don't know. This man might be a time traveler. I don't think that idea is. If someone on this earth is a time traveler, pretty sure it's Roaring Kitty. I'm pretty sure. If I had to place a bet, my bet would be on Roaring Kitty to be a time traveler, right? And then quick thoughts on the Ryan Cohen tweeting, like Trump 2024. Honestly, I was surprised. But at the end of the day, listen, everyone's going to have their opinion. And I feel like emotions were high in that moment. And just, I don't know. Like, to me, I prefer the apolitical approach because there's always going to be extreme on both ends where people will not like you if you have an opinion of one side, and then same vice versa. So it's like, to me, it's just not necessary to take a side on this channel. Like, I have my opinions and I feel a certain way like everyone else, but that's just not what I talk about or what I'm trying to care about or highlight. So for me, I think whatever, right? But I was surprised that Ryan Cohen tweeted that because it seems like as CEO it would make sense to be apolitical. And the thing is too, he's not above criticism, right? So like, I guess that's my like slight criticism, but at the same time, like, he has every right to post that, and that's in no way going to change my investment thesis, right? Like, I respect him as a businessman. I don't care what his political views are, if that makes sense. So to me, it just is what it is. I don't know. I didn't read a lot about, like I said, I've been all over the place, just settling back in, getting back onto my time zone. So I didn't read too heavy into people's responses, but it seemed like generally from what I quickly read, a lot of people were like, okay, yeah, or I don't really agree with that, but whatever. I still like GameStop. Like, I feel like, I don't know. That's just my quick thoughts on it. But in terms of like the flag, maybe the flag was for Roaring Kitty's like timeline of memes or of emojis. Maybe it was 4th of July. That does kind of make sense, but nothing dramatic happened. And quick side note, it's very interesting that Chewy's price seems to be like floating within the same range of GameStop. Maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe that means nothing. But that's just something I've kind of quickly kept an eye on as of late. I found a little bit interesting. Tetron himself is a time zone traveler. Hey, Hadouken. Maybe I am. If I was, I wouldn't be able to tell you. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, this saga, every this world right now, right beyond the GameStop saga, the ups and downs and lefts and rights are just crazy. Like so bizarre. What a world, right? Like of all these different things happening, and for me, and I suggest this to everyone else, I really think, and I agree with you, Ella, or sorry, Elia. I can't see from far here, even though I have my glasses on. My contacts are dried out too. On top of it, you guys are probably like, "Why is this guy wearing glasses?" Usually, I do wear contacts, but my contacts dry out. I wear my glasses. And agreed, I'm just about GameStop. I have no interest in Chewy. I mean, Roaring Kitty could do whatever he wants at the end of the day, but I'll continue to focus on GameStop. But just talking about everything going on, it's just a crazy world right now. And what I was going to say is I suggest everyone do the same as me, of course. I'm not in the business of giving financial advice. And I wouldn't call this life advice, but I think this is just very sound logic. Just focus on yourself. Just keep working on yourself, no matter who's the president next. And maybe if you're not in the U.S. or like whatever, this doesn't even affect me. If you just focus on yourself, that's the best thing you can do. Because at the end of the day, no matter who becomes like president next, or Biden remains president, Trump becomes the next president, whatever happens, right? I still have to work hard. I still have to get to where I want to be and focus on me. And like, yeah, sure, there's factors based on like laws put in place and things to that effect, but I'll just deal with what comes. You know what I mean? Like I'll deal with the environment around me, but I have to focus on like myself and like the direction I'm taking things and like the direction I'm taking Tetron and my career. And having said that, no Cardsmith's opening today. I don't have any right now, but I do have my $5 monthly coupon, so might have to pick up some more. But coming soon, and maybe I'll do it with Cardsmiths. You know what? Maybe I will, but I think I'm gonna do a GameStop gift card to start out. I think I'm gonna do it next week. Keep an eye out. I'm gonna be doing a GameStop gift card giveaway, so keep an eye out for that on my X. If you don't already follow me at Tetron Invest on there, so be posting about that. I'm gonna figure out the terms. Probably just gonna be like retweet, subscribe. Pretty simple giveaway stuff. I don't know, but yeah, I really want to take things to the next chapter. So GameStop gift card giveaway coming soon, and you guys have been great, and thank you for 2,000 subscribers. That also happened while I was gone. Patrick, what up? See you in the chat there real quick. 2,000 subscribers, guys. It's crazy. And Odom at like 1,600 on X. It's actually insane. Like I'm blown away. Like even like just being on vacation, looking at it, like damn, like I did this. This is crazy. Like this is actually crazy, right? And the more and more I think about what I'm doing here, really something I'm trying to focus on is I don't ever want to be like in the category of like financial guru. Like I always try and say like I'm documenting my journey because I'm not advising, right? Or saying, oh, this is the next big play. I'm just talking about like things how I see it. Bad microphone. I'm sorry, Patrick. I'm sorry. If you missed it, guys, I'm having internet problems right now. My internet straight up does not work. So we are on my phone right now. But otherwise I would use the iPad, but even that doesn't work right now. So no internet. But next stream Wednesday is gonna be much stronger. But yeah, just gonna keep focusing on myself and growing Tetron and really just keeping it simple in that I don't ever want to be like financial guru, right? Like I want to be very just simple and just talk about how I feel things, and I'll share my opinion and just admit when I'm wrong and just be real, right? Because we live in a world of so much phony stuff, so it's hard to know what's real and what's not, right? In terms of the news or what people are saying, and everybody's an actor now, right? Because everyone has a camera on their phone, and I'm trying to be like realistic for you guys always, and like just keep it real. And I think I just figured out how to put the chat up. Let's see. Live chat. Oh, okay. Let's get caught up here. Sorry, my fingers all in your faces, but what up? Minimal debt, which is a loan from the French government. Yes, sir. I've been GME when it did the original squeeze in 2021. Back in it now, holding with all your diamond hands. Alex, thanks for being here. Appreciate you popping in. Wish you all the best. I bought 8 Pokemon ETBs during GameStop's anniversary sale last week. Nice. Oh, damn, Hadouken. I definitely messed that. I should have looked and saw that there was an anniversary sale. Like I said, I was really trying to like digress though and just super zen, just enjoy everything. And by the way, travel vlog coming soon, so that should be cool. GameStop, yes, sir. Yeah, stay away from Chewy, DJT for the most part, AMC, and especially NVIDIA. And yeah, exactly. Like, sure, you could trade those names. And again, if you're a trader, go right ahead. But if you're investing, that's different than trading. And you just got to understand, like, especially with something like the DJT, that was strictly moving based off events this past weekend, right? But what a crazy world. That attempted assassination literally like moves a stock like that. Like it's pretty bizarre to think about, right? Just the concept of it. But just keep disappearing. Yeah, I totally agree with your no political stance holding with you, and it is real. There's no stock like GME guys. Exactly, Alex. Exactly. To me, like just be apolitical in terms of GameStop and what I'm doing. Right? It just has nothing to do with what I'm doing. So like I just prefer not to talk about it. Like, and again, I just focus on myself because regardless of who's president, like I still got to take care of myself and like work hard and get to where I want to be. Like that's the number one thing. Keep it fun. Keep it whatever you want. It's your channel, no pressure. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. I appreciate that because it's like I always want to keep it like myself, but obviously I want to make the viewers happy and or not you know what I mean. Like I just want to like do things in the best way possible, but also like stay true to myself. So it's like a little bit of a balancing act, right? But it's fun. It's really fun to just keep improving. And I try and watch my streams back sometimes. It's tough to listen to yourself. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to do that, but you listen to yourself and you're kind of like, oh my God. But I try and really take it. Okay, if I didn't know this person, like how would I tell them to improve? And I try and like listen to my streams back. So I'll be listening to this one at some point. Look, I take notes too, like stream reflection. You can't really see it good. But like sometimes I'll listen to work and I'll just like scribble some stuff down. See less people say right. See behind the scenes of Tetron. Stream notes, shares, tuitions, when to make acquisitions, how to get rich quick scheme. Yes, you can trade it, sure, but again, it's about knowing thyself. It's all about knowing thyself. And if you are going to trade options, like, listen, selling options isn't the worst thing. Like, selling puts is a bullish position. And with the high IV the stock naturally has, there is some money to be made there. But again, you got to understand the risk associated with that. If you don't even know what that means, I would definitely suggest looking up before you try and execute on it. But yeah, for me, I pretty much just buy and hold. Occasionally, I sell a put or I do some other kind of play. Maybe if the stock were to trade sideways, let's say it trades between $24 and $27 for the next 2 months going into earnings, and then IV falls off, maybe, just maybe, I'll buy a call option, but it would have to be a long dated call option because if the stock's trading sideways, that makes IV drop off generally, right? If the volatility is still there, then not necessarily. But to me, if I ever want to buy a GameStop call option, which I haven't in a long time, the time I would do it would be when the IV is low, when the stock has been moving sideways for a long period of time. And also, I think it can go higher. So ideally, for me to buy a call option, IV would have to drop and it would have to be in the lower 20s for it to be intriguing to me to at least even consider, right? But I also would prefer to sell, and I think someone just said they usually sell options. And yeah, that's the way to go because if you think about it, most options expire out of the money, and especially with GameStop when max pain is the price that's max pain. If you're not familiar, max pain is the price at which the most options expire. So usually there's been a lot of times, or I shouldn't say usually, but there's been a lot of occasions where GameStop share price will close the week at the max pain price for that week. So just goes to show you a lot of options expire worthless, and why that is happens so many times is for you to speculate, right? You can think whatever you want in terms of that, but for me, I just think like, okay, well, that means a lot of options are expiring not in the money, so there could be money to be made selling options, right? Ooh. Tetron, how's your vacation? X1, what up, what up? 95% time I sell options, 5% I buy options. This is the way. But yeah, no, it was amazing. It was unreal. I'm going to do a little travel vlog thing, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? A little video of where I went and everything. But Zadar, beautiful. Absolutely love Croatia. The wedding was awesome. The sunsets were amazing. Seeing the fish in the water was nice. I went to a couple islands. That was sick. Then Austria, the infrastructure there is just crazy. And went to this like palace. It was literally like insane. Like I'm not a huge art guy, but I was blown away by the infrastructure of it, and it's basically turned into a museum. And there's this huge garden in the front, and then it absolutely poured on us running through this garden, trying to get back to our hotel, and parts of the garden were closed, and the GPS was giving me walking directions, but the walking directions like was blocked off, and it's pouring rain. I'm like, now I have to run through an open garden in a thunderstorm. So there was that, and then my room got upgraded in Vienna. We were only there one night because it was a layover. Most of the trip was in Croatia, but then in Vienna, very nonchalant, like, oh yeah, you got to upgrade free of charge. I was like, okay, cool. The rooms would be a little bit bigger. I walk in, there's literally a table and chairs, and it's like I don't even see the bed. I'm like, it was literally a suite. It's crazy. You guys are gonna see the video. I'm gonna put it out there. It was crazy. So after doing the Palace and going to a brewery and getting absolutely poured on, me and my girlfriend were like, all right, let's just chill and enjoy this big ass room that we have, like, and just watch shows and just hang out, have a couple drinks in the room. The beer, amazing. Shout out to, if you guys know him, Negative Banana. He's always, if you're watching this back, bro, because I know you're probably sleeping, because it's late where you're at. And that's also another thing I realized, that anyone who's from Europe who watches the channel, I'm like, it's really late for you guys. Because now that I went there, I realized like it's 6 hours ahead of the East Coast of US. So it's really late for you guys when I stream at night. So I started thinking like, maybe I have to start doing a stream in the morning once per week, get some new viewership, and also just appeal. And maybe some people watch this back, get to watch it live in the future, right? But Native Dania is always roasting me for having like Coors Banquets and Miller High Life, and he's like, "You gotta have a real beer, have a real German beer." And I had a real, I can't remember the name, but it was one of the more popular ones. If my internet was working, I would look it up, but it was delicious. Like it was amazing, and I was like, okay, there are good beers here. But the Croatian beers I wasn't crazy about, but I was having a lot of wine in Croatia. The wine in Croatia, so good, so good. Oh my god, a lot of white wine. Because pretty much what would happen in the beginning, I would get a beer, my girlfriend would get the wine. I would try the wine. I'm like, damn, that is so good. And like this beer it's beer. It's not bad. But I'm like, I'm not crazy about it. But this wine is good. And like, if I want to make the switch, I have to commit early. Because if you have a few beers, then a few glasses of wine, you're just asking for trouble. But if I have just a few sips of beer and then I switch to wine, I'll be right. So I had to make the commitment early. So incredible though. No, really. It opened my mind up to just perspectives more so. I mean, it sounds a little dramatic, but just get a better idea of like how the world works, or just being outside of my bubble of mostly just being on the East Coast my whole life. You know, I went to Texas once, went to Arizona once. That was cool. I've got a little bit of more perspective. And I went to Canada once too, a long time ago. Saw the Hockey Hall of Fame. That was dope. But really, this was the first time I saw like just people living a different lifestyle, just a different way of being, and just perspective, just like English not being the language spoke there. Like that was also very unique experience, where it was like just hearing the average person speaking Croatian, like just a different language. I was just like, oh my god, like I've never just been in a place where like everyone's speaking, like I'm not speaking the native language. So that was a cool experience, and just getting perspective, and also just realizing like, okay, I definitely want to travel more. Like this was awesome. And in traveling more, or like what I also realized too, I don't want to do as many like just 1 day vacations at home, or just go out and spend a bunch of money at the bar for literally no reason. And I've already been better about this, right? Since 2024 started, I really tried to commit to that. It wasn't necessarily like a New Year's resolution, but it kind of worked out to be. But really now I'm like, okay, I would rather do the bare minimum. I mean, obviously, you know, gotta live life. I'm not saying I'm not ever going to spend money, but my point is I would rather do not as much, and then just accumulate, save up, and do big trips to Europe and other places in the world, and just see stuff and just experience things, because it's a crazy world we live in. You know, tomorrow's never guaranteed, you know, knock on wood, God forbid, but I just want to like do the most I can in my lifetime. And I'm very fortunate to feel like to realize these things at a young age. And like, you know, I'm 24 now, and I have a lot more life left to live, a lot more to learn. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like I'm very thankful for some of the perspectives I have and have gained just over the past, I would say since I got out of college, really, the past 3 years, really just opened up my mind. And just watching the power of the internet too, is I get to talk to some of you guys from different countries, and also just watch videos of people from different places and describe what it's like when they went there, and just gain like perspective and knowledge on various different things. And yeah, think we'll kind of leave it there today because, again, internet's literally still not working. I'm going to refresh it one more time. Nope, still not working. Crazy. And Optimum said by 6 p.m. it would all be good. And it's now 8:15 p.m. by me. Ridiculous. Sorry, if my thumb keeps going on the screen so I can see the chat. It's the only way I can see it. Oh, I guess I could have had it on. Well, no, I can't because I don't have internet on the other device. Let's see. I got by Steam Deck used from my GameStop people saying it's out of business. A joke. Always people on the lines playing demos and pre-ordering games. See, yeah, traveling's a good thing, which is why I don't get political. I have a broader view, and besides, God is in control no matter what. Alex, I agree, honestly. I agree. Just sub, touch, good stuff, bro. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Listen, usually the streams are a little bit better than this. Usually I got some stuff on the screen. Again, my internet's literally just not working today. But I was like, all right, I said I'm going to come back on Monday the 15th. It's Monday the 15th. I got to be back. So, yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to be back on Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern. Internet should be good by then. That would be very concerned. I'll be calling Optimum complaining if it's not by then. Or I'll be somewhere else because I got to get a stream on Wednesday. But, yeah, it's good to be back. I mean, I'm sad to be back in a way because I just love the vacation so much. And it just felt so relaxed, too. This is the first time I've really come back from vacation, and I feel really reset. Because I guess because it was a long time. And the first week was really busy because there was like a wedding, and there was a lot of wedding events. But then the second week was really just the boat tour we did, which was amazing. We got to see a couple islands in Croatia. And then just going to the beach and relaxing by the water, have some gelato, a couple glasses of wine. Not in that particular order. Maybe switch those two, but you know what I mean. Just all like very, very relaxing and nice little reset. So, yeah, it's good to be back, but at the same time, it's sad to be. I mean, it's sad to be back after just chilling, but it's good to be back on YouTube. I should say it like that. Just some touch on good stuff. Alex, I appreciate you, man. X1, have a good one. Glad you had a good trip. Thank you, X1. Thank you. Again, appreciate you guys being here, whether you're watching live, watching it back. Appreciate you very much. I'll be back 7:30 Eastern on Wednesday. Stay tuned. Gift card giveaway for GameStop coming very soon. If you don't follow me already on X, it's at TetronInvest. I'll be posting it on there at some point or another. I'll also talk about it on here during next stream. Still trying to figure out the logistics of it and when exactly I'm going to do it, how I'm going to pick the winner, all those different things. But yeah, Sharon, have a good night. Everyone out there, have a great night. GameStop to the moon, Tetron to the moon. Of course, no financial advice. That's not the business I'm in. But I'm just here to keep growing, and I appreciate you guys very, very, very much. Thank you for 2,000 subscribers. I recently hit that, so appreciative of that. I think I'm at like 1,500 X followers too. It's been awesome just meeting all you people along the way. It's really been awesome. So gonna keep grinding, keep figuring things out, get my desk cleaned up a little bit, finish doing laundry, and yeah, hope everyone out there has a good night. Take care.